So today's episode is not a tutorial or a listicle or any particular episode dedicated to providing value in a traditional sense. I wanted to take this opportunity first and foremost to number one, apologize to you for not dropping an episode last week. My bad. I wrestled with this. I had some tech issues, and then I was going to record that night, the day before I drop a new episode, which is on Wednesday. That didn't happen. Life started lifing, and then I was going to record the day after, and I had some technical issue. It's just one of those where it was a snowball effect, and I was thinking about putting together a best of series for my audio audience. Didn't even do that, and the guilt started coming in. I'm like, man, I let my people down. So I wanted to record this episode simply because this is me just showing up anyway. This is me talking about what it really feels like when you're balancing family responsibilities. You have a full-time job. You may have a full-time job right now, but you have this strong desire to grow as a meaningful content creator. You're trying to show up for your audience. You're building up a podcast brand, a YouTube channel, and sometimes just things just fall through the cracks. And I know what it feels like when you miss a deadline or you feel like you're falling behind, and you start questioning yourself. Am I cut out for this? Am I letting my people down? So if you feel like this, if you ever felt like this, and even moving forward, I think if you're again doing the balancing act, you're going to go through this. So you're not alone. And I just wanted to take this episode to just talk about some of the things that I took away. And this hasn't been the first time it's happened. It doesn't happen often, but there's been, especially these past couple of months, it's this summer break. For some reason, I was talking to a couple of friends of mine in my mastermind group, and I'm like, man, there's something about the summertime that just disrupts a lot of things. Even podcast listenership drops a bit. People are vacationing, especially here in the States, and it gets a bit challenging between like June, July, and August. It gets challenging, right? You could probably relate to that. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about missing a day of content or a publishing schedule. If you miss a day, I had to tell myself, Ozeal, it's okay. Own it. No shame in it. Um, and it's okay to, in this age where we're always glorifying the importance of consistency, and no doubt about it, I'm not negating that it's not important. And we should be able to create systems that allow us to stay streamlined and making sure we're pumping out content. No doubt about it. Like, for sure. I think that is always the goal. However, there are times where it just gets a little life. Again, life be lifing, and it gets a little wild, and things are going to fall through the crack. So I want to be honest with you. I struggle with this because, again, I'm very big on deadlines. There's crunch time, and I'm like, I just want to make sure I deliver. And when I look at downloads and the fact that you listening, whether in audio or watching this on video, uh, I want to make sure I don't let you down. This could potentially be, maybe be your favorite podcast episode or favorite podcast that you listen to. And I'm in your rotation. I see the download numbers. So that tells me that there are people listening, obviously. And I think when you publish content, people are listening, and people are, even though they may not be giving you feedback or commenting, people are digging into the content. We get to see it on the back end, right? So, and by the way, for my loyal listeners, for the people watching on YouTube, thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, I always say this, your attention is never taken for granted. I really do appreciate you. All right, I digress. Where I'm going with this is that I just want to be honest. I think anybody who's a creator can relate to this, whether you're, especially for the creators who have a part-time job or a full-time job, and you have families, depending on what phase in your life you're at. It's challenging to be able to do all the things, to be a content creator, and then being able to, especially for a lot of the people who watch this YouTube channel or listen on the podcast, we're business-minded creators, and we're building an empire. We're building businesses here. So it could be even challenging showing up as a content creator, creating content for your audience, but also running business on the back end, coaching, hosting memberships, events, etc. It's challenging. when you're just juggling the balls and you're trying to do it all. And it happens to all of us. So I know for me, I'm going to be real with you. I mean, I'm a dad. I have a 9 to 5 job as a podcast and marketing manager. We have an amazing team. I'm plugged in. I have meetings pretty much daily. And, there's a lot of responsibilities at work, which I love. And then after that, the other job begins, and I'm coming with content ideas and trying to pump out content. So it's just a constant balancing act. And it could be a pretty grueling process, mentally, emotionally, which is the reason why I want to use this platform as well, to be able to share my thoughts and help creators understand the importance of the mindset, and taking care of their mindset, just as important as everything else that we're doing. But also being a dad, a little bit of guilt there, working, how much time do I balance out? And then the bigger picture, trying to make sure that I'm on point to achieve my goals. And again, this is something that you could probably relate to. So I just wanted to speak on it because it's important to share with you that you're not always going to be on. And that's the real creator life. And if you believe that anything you see on social media, if you believe that that is 24/7 fun, especially all these little creators that are really lifestyle creators and all that they kind of posture as, they go live a life with a laptop on a beach, and in a jet, and in all that, and that's all bells and whistles, smoke and mirrors. I'm telling you, I know some of these creators that do that, but the real, like, meaningful, my people, it's a grind. It's a grind, and it's work. And there's setbacks, and there's disappointment, and there's wins, and there's cheers, and there's tears, and there's a lot of pain, and then there's a lot of monetary gain. There's just, it goes on and on and on and on. It's a balancing act in itself, right? So I just wanted to just give context and just let you know that whenever we're being creators, the thing that I want to make sure that we share here is that we're creators that are building a life around the thing that we want to do. I want to go on a limb and say the reason why you watch this YouTube channel or listen to the podcast is you may dig the vibe and some of the things that I'm sharing, but we are obviously aligned with the values in that we want to be able to master and monetize our message, but we want to build a life around things that bring us joy, not the other way around. And I feel like for the creators that are trying to do this simply for the money, those are the ones that end up getting burned out quickly. And it just becomes a little bit lackluster. There's no real fulfillment there. You know what I mean? So my people, our tribe, we want to build a lifestyle around being a creator. And being a creator sometimes is balancing, again, family responsibilities. Some of us have day jobs that we really enjoy. Other things, there's other things that are happening outside of the creator lifestyle, that's a lot more important than this. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you, that it's important to give yourself grace and space over everything, over guilt, over shame, over judgment. Learning to be okay with, when a ball drops, it's okay. Nothing's gonna happen. I don't think I got any hate mail from all of you, or nobody was like, "Yo, man, what's up, man? You dropping the ball here, Ozeal. Where's the episode?" I appreciate you for just being cool, being patient, and then just redefining, this whole definition of what consistency means. That it's not about, and I've been thinking about this lately. It's not about like daily output 24/7, but it's about that persistent return. It's about having that recovery plan is a lot more important than putting out the content, being consistent. That's not the game that I want to play. And if you can relate, that's probably not a game that you want to play either, because that spells in bold face letters burnout 1000%. So not every episode like this one, I was thinking about what am I going to talk about? I do have like a bank of content ideas that I know are different. They're tactical. They're valuable, that I'm going to share with you. But I'm like, let me get behind the mic and speak my truth. This is not a polished episode. This is just me turning the mic and speaking my truth. And that's what I wanted this one to be all about. Okay. Real talk, this is personal branding. at its finest. It's being real, it's showing up and just being honest about what are the things that I'm currently struggling with, the things that I'm dealing with, and just telling you the truth, and talk about, the long game, the long gain that we get from just building a brand while still, having responsibilities like a day job. These jobs consume and other responsibilities take a lot of our time, but it's important to build that mental fortitude, to build it even stronger, but also be more gentle whenever things don't go our way, because it's going to happen, right? This is not your this is your season one, right? This is not the final draft, and it's gonna just know that. Just know that this is your season one, not the final draft, and it's okay. Things are gonna happen. So again, if you're a podcaster, a content creator who's watching or listening to this is your permission slip, to keep going at your pace, give yourself grace, mental peace. It's progress over perfection. It's more about having a recovery plan versus a consistent, diligent game plan that you feel like it's going to get you to the finish line, and it's not. So it's okay to show up messy. Again, this is your permission. It's okay to show up messy. It's okay to show up as you are. It's okay to show up tired. It's okay to just show up, period, and just be you and speak your truth. Anyhow, that is my talk for today. Hopefully you got something out of it, and I'm curious to know. Like, hit me up. Like, let me know. If there's anything that stood out. Was there a moment recently when you felt like things were going your way, and you were just like, man, this is not. I'm failing. Like, I'm failing. I'm falling behind the eight ball. Like, I'm not showing up for my community. Like, what's happening? If you're a creator who is doing this with good intent, I'm sure you felt this before. So share it. Hit me up, tag me at the real Ozeal on social. And you can always email me at ozealmedia11@gmail.com. Or just, what, better yet, just leave me a comment. Whether if you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave a comment in the section. And then you can also leave comments on the Spotify app as well, apparently. So definitely do that. Thanks again for checking out this episode of Creator Factor. I highly recommend that you sign up for the newsletter at creatorfactor.net. I'm going to be doing a few things differently. If you go to my social, I do have a store where there's some links with some of my offerings. I'm going to rebrand my newsletter, and I'm really excited about that. So there's a lot of new things that are happening right now that I've been working on. So I haven't been dropping the ball. I have been making progress, especially this past week. I had a really good, productive week. It's just tweaking a few things and making sure I'm dialed in moving forward. But again, that's what matters, is just showing up truthful and showing up when you can. All right. That's it. Thanks again. I will catch you on the next episode. Till next time. Peace and one love, y'all.